Hey, happy day. Interference, intervention, we often just think that it's government that does that, right? They interfere with our lives. They have rules all of the time, rules and more rules on top of rules, and we don't like it, and it's not very nice. Let me tell you this. Individualism and freedom is messed up by intervention. As said, it used to be just government intervention, right? But now it's actually spread to corporations and to other people. They follow. I mean, it's like a disease. These subliminal things that are going on, it's like the Pied Piper. They do it, I'm going to do it too. And many of these people don't even know that they're doing it. They've just kind of become part of that culture that the government has worked so hard to get into people's brains over the last 30, 40 years. And it kind of works, right? You have people that carry cards that, hey, I'm a conservative, and they do things that aren't conservative, and they're always writing more rules within their business, and it has an impact. And people like us often go along with it, and we must stop doing that. We must fight back. Then our wives cringe and say, don't do that, don't argue, just sign it. You know, we have to stop doing that. And many of us have done that, that being that we give in. And sometimes it seems, harmless, but it isn't, because it takes things away. I had a guy just yesterday, kind of a unrelated topic maybe. He said, let's go horseback riding. And I said, why are you using 3 words? Why not just say horse riding? And he looked at me rather strange. And I said, hey, it's not just that. It's so many sentences that are written these days by government. I was thinking about this show, and I kind of threw him. He said, it's just a horse ride. And I said, I get it, but a horseback ride, that's an extra word. And the governments have hundreds of extra words, and corporations are doing that now as well. Corporations are making up the rules. They don't have any relevance. I mean, there's 20 pages of gook to say what could be said in a paragraph. They springboard from an item, and effectively they are government. I'm talking businesses now. People too, to a lesser degree. Subliminally, the government did get to them. I mean, corporate intervention is spreading like wildfire. If you make an offer on a house, for instance, the agent says, before you've even written it, he says, I need your driver's license and your passport. It's not your business. You need to know where I live and how much I weigh, really? It's like a couple of years ago, I went to buy a car, and the guy said, I need a copy of your driver's license before any paperwork or anything else. And I said, I don't have a license. I did, but I was being myself. And he said, well, I can't sell you a car. And I said, you're kidding me. I said, I'm going to take it home, put it in the garage. I'm never going to drive it. It's not your job to tell me or to look after other people. It's the government's job. They issue driver's licenses, and they also issue citations if in fact you don't have one and you're driving. They wouldn't sell me a car. How bizarre is that? Now, I want to share another story with you about intervention. Again, where I'm going with this is we need to stop agreeing with everyone, because our system today is messed up because of us. It's our fault. I mean, go open up a stock brokerage account. That many pages, and there's so many rules. And most people don't pass the rules. Yesterday, my wife and I went to pick up her new car. She ordered it. She gets a new car every 2 years. And same car, in every one of our houses, she has the same car. She doesn't want to get mixed up, I guess. In any event, you got to see this, and you got to enlarge it and read it, because you'd think somebody would make it up, because this kind of stuff can't happen, right? So we go in, and I'm rarely with her, and she signs stuff, and she just gives them a check, and away we go, or she goes. But I was there. And me and my attitude. And they brought out the paperwork. This is a cash deal. Here's the money. Give me the keys. And instead, they had this piece of paper that said, you have to sign it. You can't sell the car for a year. We have the right to come to your house and look at your car anytime we wish, unannounced, over the course of the year, to make sure you didn't sell it. And if in fact you did sell it, there's a $35,000 fine. $35,000 fine. And you can't export the car for a year. And we control who drives your car. There's a clause that says only you and your family can drive the car. I looked at this, I started to laugh, and I said, who wrote this? This is in Canada. I said, who wrote this with you? Trudeau. What are you doing? This is price fixing? You can't do that. And they said, well, we need to, because we're concerned you'd go out and sell the car, and you'll disturb the market, and you'll flip it. That was their wordage, you'll flip it. I said, you're in control of whether we flip something? What if my wife passed away next month, and I wanted to clear up the estate, and I don't want a car? I sell the car. I owe you 35 grand? And he said, yeah. How do you like that? I said, not so much. I said, will you waive this? And he said, no. I stood up and I said, come on, let's go. And my wife took her draft, and we left. We got out of the building. She phoned a dealer in Calgary, and I did, rather. And I said, this is what's just happened. Do you have rules like this? He said, nobody has rules like that. That's bizarre. And there's a bunch of little liberals who must have sat with the pencil and got creative. We don't do that. And so she bought her car there. And they had one on the lot. I had to do a couple of little things to it. And life is grand, right? But my point is that we need to do this all of the time. This ain't about me, it ain't about my wife. I'm just trying to kind of create a little picture here for you. My poor wife, I mean, she was slinking down in the chair because I'm rambling on. And I said, this is wrong. He said, so what? It doesn't apply to you anyway. She's not going to sell the car within a year. I said, that's not the point. And so many wives, of course, say, sign it. You're making a scene. We have to make a scene now. One more little scene. I was at a restaurant again the other day, and I said, same restaurant I go to often, and I said, I've told you guys repeatedly, when you come with your little machine with the tip, your tip includes the GST, and I get to tip the government. I don't want to tip them. I don't like them. I don't like the service they give me, and you want me to tip them. Get it out of your machine. And they won't. All restaurants are the same in Canada. You get to tip on that. So when they bring the thing in and say 20%, it's really not. It's 22 or 23%. Hey, more whining and complaining, but again, we got to stand up and push back. You know, so we get a better place because we have the government that we deserve because too many of us, me too, maybe, over the years have just said, I don't want to cause a fuss. I think now we have to cause a fuss. People used to say something, they talk, Democrats, liberals in a room would start to talk, and I just don't want to cause a fuss, so I don't be quiet. I don't do that anymore. I cause a bloody fuss. Hey, y'all come back. See ya.